So here we have my Bernina 610, somewhere in the late 1950s, one would guess. Mostly metal, certainly inside. There's plasticky bits on the outside, which, I'm not that excited about. However, it sews beautifully, and I thought I would show you a bit of how this machine works. Clumsy clogs. Try again from the right way this right time. Duh. Okay. Now, the first thing I found is that there will be some Bernina specific bobbins that work better than just generic class 15, because they do tend to spin a bit free, I found. However, the old trick of putting the thread through works just fine to hold them on tight. So that works. And you loosen it, and then hold this out. Oops. Okay. So I don't need a full bobbin. I'm not going to wind a full bobbin. This is not an automatic release, but that makes very little difference to me because I always watch the bobbin anyway. It's very rare I fill a bobbin from an extra spool of thread, because I generally don't have loads and loads of spools of threads around. So, okay. What we'll do now is we will thread this up. Top of the cycle, thread it. Okay, now we need to put in the bobbin. According to the instructions. Should spin clockwise when facing it like that. Thread out. Thread. Okay, so I wanted to show you some test stitching I did. So I find, though it's not a very, very wide zigzag, only 4 millimeters maximum, the quality of it is really good. It only does zigzag, but obviously with the knob, you can do the fancy zigzag with a bit of practice, but I've got other machines which will do that. But the front and the back, extremely good results on that. There's a bit more as well. Doing lots of practice stitching. So today I'm doing a very basic repair, and the thread has failed after quite a long number of years on this, so I'm just going to... The first thing is it's not all that high of a lift, and there's not really much of a hyperextension on it. However, it doesn't matter. matter much. So I just have to get the leg lined up. And then reinforce this. So, laying this down flat on the old seam. Put the needle down just to make sure it's correct. Actually, I'm being stupid here. I can do this directly from the outside. It's much easier. It's not a really long repair. Center needle position, 0 zigzag. Okay, it's perfectly lined up. So, make sure we've got this seam flat. Reverse first. Lovely and quiet. I've put my electronic foot on it with a speed converter, so it's in slow mode at the moment. I'll flick the switch and put it on fast mode. Actually, that's the other way around, that's the slow mode. It's not the fastest machine in the world, but it's good. It's nice to sew on. So it clicks if it's in the longest stitch position. There's a little thing in here with a spring. But that's about it. So that is duly secured now. Good quality stitching. So let me show you some other things. So I have a good collection of feet on it as well. And one thing I found really interesting about this machine is I normally grumble. If there's no thread tensioner, I don't usually like the machines because I don't think they work very well for lots of different thicknesses. But I give the Swiss credit for this. For this machine, they have really done a phenomenal job. You can switch between thick and thin, and you never really need to adjust the tension. Or so the foot pressure and the tension very similar. So and then you can do needle position, but what I'll do is I'll do a zigzag. Once it warms up, it gets a bit faster, but it's good. It's on this fabric. It's welling up a bit, so that really the tension needs to be reduced to prevent that, or reinforced on the bottom. But I'm not too worried about that at the moment. What I want to do is just show you. Really fine zigzag. Now I haven't got just wanted to show you the difference. So this is the standard zigzag foot. Okay, so it does, you have to be careful that it doesn't bind up when you're doing really heavy, but it did it pretty well considering. But if you replace it with a satin stitch foot, which has the well under there, you get really, really, really good results. Better than that. And you know, these feet are really, really nice. Easy to put on. So my first exposure to Bernina machines actually in use was someone needed some help because they were having problems with their bobbin thread jamming on their Bernina. So I said I would try and figure it out. You know, I didn't know much about Berninas, but considering they were class 15 bobbin, I thought I could probably figure it out without any problem. Ultimately, there was absolutely nothing wrong with the machine. What had happened is she'd taken apart the bobbin case and put it back together incorrectly. It took us a while to figure it out because it would sew about 6 stitches and then get jammed. But eventually we figured it out, and when I used that machine, which was a record, it was either an 830 or 730, I'm not sure, but it was a record. I thought, this is, and I even said to her, you've got a fantastic machine here. She was given to her by her grandmother. I thought, what a stunning machine. Love it. The trim, try it on. I like how you put the feet on, I must admit. I know these feet are really expensive compared to other ones, but wow, they're nice. So this is with the correct satin stitch foot on. Try to adjust it slightly down. Oops, wrong way. Just to get a perfect satin stitch. Really, as you can see, once I tightened it up there, it's a really, really good stitch. So I'm very pleased with this machine. The smoothest feed dog drop I've ever seen here. Absolutely unbelievable. And easy to get in. You just lift off the lid. And oiling points are marked in red everywhere. So I think it's a fantastic machine. And it is aluminium, so it's very light.